to see. If you believe that you can, if you believe I can be born, don't be impossible. If you believe that you can. One, all you need to ride. You give me your baby, gender or profession. You get me, get me the sun.
Good morning. Namaskar. A warm welcome to everyone today at this very timely event, UK-India Cybersecurity Cooperation in East India, organized by CyberPeace Foundation in partnership with the British Deputy High Commission in Kolkata. I'm the MC for the event, Swarnamay Sapati from the British High Commission in Kolkata. Before we start the formal proceeding, may I request you to put your phone on mobile silent mode and avoid conversation during the proceedings, please. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Now I invite our dignitaries on the stage, please, sir. Sir, Mr. Manoj Kumar Mishra, sir, please come on the stage. May I request Mr. Dominic Gillen and may I request Mr. Abhishek Singh, lead policy and advocacy, please. So please take your seat. Now I request for the Gildia lighting ceremony, please, sir. I need to take that. Thank you. This conference is a part of a series of programs under our collaborative project, UK-India Cybersecurity Cooperation in East India with CyberPeace Foundation. The first conference was held in Ranchi, Jharkhand, earlier this month with high-level participation, including Member of Parliament, senior police officials, and G20 representatives, among others. The next conference will be in Kolkata, West Bengal, later this month. I now invite Mr. Abhishek Singh, Lead, Policy and Advocacy, CyberPeace Foundation, to introduce the CyberPeace Dialogue and the CyberPeace Hub. Thank you, Abhishek.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's an honor to be contributing towards the formation of the CyberPeace cluster at Odisha. I'm pleased to be a part of the first inception meeting and the announcement of the CyberPeace Hub, which was established under the CyberPeace cluster, which was established earlier this month on 11th March 2023 at Jharkhand, at Ranchi, Jharkhand. This initiative is a multi-stakeholder effort between the industry, academia, civil society, private sector, UN agencies, government organizations to transform Odisha into an international cybersecurity hub. Global issues like cyber warfare, cyber crime are a growing concern in the digital age. Cyber attacks and cyber crime can cause a significant economical, political, and social damage, affecting individuals, businesses, and governments alike. As you may be aware, cybercrime has been a growing problem in the country, and states such as Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Jharkhand have been are one of the worst affected states. Some of the important forms of cyber attacks and crimes include phishing, ransomware, malware, DDoS attacks, cyber espionage, cyber terrorism, identity theft, and online offenses related to child safety and child sexual exploitation material, and cyber-enabled human trafficking, which we see in today's time has picked up a lot of momentum in form of an evolving cybercrime from a ordinary crime moving into a cybercrime. These forms of cyber attacks and crimes highlight the need of a robust cybersecurity mechanism, measures, and strategies to prevent, detect, and mitigate their impact. Multi-stakeholder collaboration and coordination are essential to address this global issue which India is right now facing. Launching this CyberPeace cybersecurity cluster and the hubs is a major step towards ensuring a secure cyber environment for the netizens of Odisha, Jharkhand, and other neighboring states, contributing towards a wholesome cyber secure India. The CyberPeace Cluster East and its hub will be the core of cybersecurity activities, such as the Center of Excellence in Cybersecurity, cyber rehabilitation centers, providing training, research, incubation, and development services. It will serve as a hub for cybersecurity startups and other private sector organizations, which will help to create a vibrant cybersecurity ecosystem. Through this initiative, we aim to create a skilled workforce to deal with the emerging cyber threats and attract global cybersecurity firms to invest in the state. This will not only help us to create employment opportunities, but also enhance the reputation, the exposure, and the opportunities for the youth and the budding professionals at large. The UK has a strong cybersecurity ecosystem, and I cannot be more thankful to our partners, the British Deputy High Commission Calcutta, for contributing and collaborating with us for the formation of the CyberPeace cluster and the subsequent CyberPeace hubs. The UK-based cybersecurity ecosystems can provide valuable insights, knowledge, and expertise to the CyberPeace cluster, some of which can be in the form of knowledge sharing, The UK Cybersecurity Hub can share its knowledge and expertise with the clusters to provide insight for the latest cybersecurity trends, best practices, and innovation, allowing us to create a global overview of the problems and the challenges we're facing right now. Joint research and development projects, this UK Cybersecurity Hub can collaborate with CyberPeace cluster on joint research, development projects on cybersecurity, focusing on cybersecurity solutions, tools, technologies to deal with the emerging threats. As we all are now in the era of Web 3.0, wherein we see a lot of new technologies emerging, such as the blockchain technology, the metaverse coming in aggressively, we are at a juncture where we need to have international collaborations with such leading organizations and people across the world. Further contributing to it, there can be tangents related to cybersecurity capacity building, cross-border incident report, which is an essential matter in terms of the cyberspace, the global cyberspace today. The UK cybersecurity hubs can collaborate with the cluster in managing and mitigating cross-border cyber incidents like ransomware attacks, child sexual abuse exploitation, and and distribution of child sexual abuse material, cyber-enabled trafficking, by sharing their experience, expertise, and the previous strategies and mechanisms they have deployed in the past to overcome these hurdles. And most importantly, the major contribution which we see is towards the startup incubation and mentoring. As today India is powered by the Digital India and Make in India campaigns, it is essential that we empower the youth to become innovators and entrepreneurs in times to come, as it will contribute towards the wholesome development of India and its netizens. So startup incubation and mentoring is an essential point of this collaboration with the UK Cybersecurity Hub. These collaborations will help to enhance Odisha's cybersecurity capabilities, reputation, and position it as a global hub for cybersecurity. Just to put in a reference, Odisha and especially Bhubaneswar is now the destination for international hockey. If we can do it for a sport, which is the national sport of our country, why cannot we do it for the cybersecurity of our own netizens? So we have this opportunity to create and make Odisha and Bhubaneswar to be a global stop for cybersecurity practices and measuring and safety mechanisms. Launching the CyberPeace Hub is a significant step towards achieving a safe and secure digital India goal. I am confident that the support of the supporting organizations and the people of Odisha will be able to achieve this vision and fulfill it to a capability which is beyond imagination in terms of positivity and productivity. I urge everyone present here today to actively participate in this initiative and contribute towards making Odisha a safer and more resilient place to work and live, thus contributing to a wholesome, secured Indian cyberspace. Thank you. Stay secure, stay safe. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Abhishek. I now invite Mr. Dominic Gillen, First Secretary Cyber Programs, British High Commission, New Delhi, for the inaugural address. Mr. Gillen is setting up the New India UK Cyber Joint Program, which delivers on the enhanced cybersecurity partnership between the two countries. Over to you.
Thank you, and good morning to everyone. It's great to see everyone here today. So my name is Dominic Gillen, as you said. Thank you very much. So I'm based in New Delhi. I'm based in the British High Commission, New Delhi. And I'm the cyber program manager between India and the UK. So we have a new program of cooperation that's being set up between our two countries, and I'm in charge from the UK side of managing that. And it's fantastic to come to events like this where we can talk about where the UK and India can work together on cybersecurity and across cyber capacity building, skills building, everything like that. So good morning to my two other panelists here as well. It's great to see you today. So I think, as everyone in the room knows, the threats that we face in cyberspace have grown in intensity, they've grown in complexity, severity, in the last few years, particularly during the COVID pandemic. There's an expanding range of actors who are targeting at national level and at local level, both of our countries within cyber. It causes a huge amount of damage to people, organizations, to systems across our two countries. The threats we face are shared. So in the UK in particular, I'll give it a brief overview of how we're trying to deal with this. So in the UK, we're dealing with cyber with a whole of society approach. So what we're talking about there is working with the right people across the public sector, but across industry, academia, law enforcement, all working at the same time towards the same goals. We're not working in silos, we're working together. We're looking to form genuine sort of integrated delivery partnerships with industry in particular, and looking across the geography of the UK. So working with devolved governments in Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, as well as the London-based government that covers the UK. So we're looking to not just be focusing centrally, but working across the whole country as well. A few of the things that we've set up towards doing this in the UK, we're establishing a new senior national cyber advisory board. So this builds on the academic centers of excellence we've set up in the past, working with industry, academia, and citizens to improve the research and education within cyberspace. We're reorienting our cyber sector innovation programs away from the London-based kind of central initiatives towards more regionally delivered models with industry, innovators, law enforcement, academia across the UK. And we're looking to improve the diversity of our cyber workforce. So, we need to make sure we're harnessing the skills, potential and talents of everyone within our country, and everyone who wants to come to the UK as well. To improve national security, we can't just focus on the traditional sectors and the traditional people who've worked in cyber in the past, 10, 20, 30 years. So what does that UK approach mean for our partnership with India? So this is where I come in. So I come from the British High Commission New Delhi, as I said, working with the team here, our Deputy High Commission team in Kolkata, and around the country, we have Deputy High Commissions in Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Chandigarh, Hyderabad, and so on. And it's great to partner with the CyberPeace Foundation on initiatives like this. Vineet, who's not here today, but who's sort of the founder, he's one of our Chevening scholars. So the Chevening Cyber Fellowship runs every year, very much in keeping. This week, we have our next cohort of cyber scholars coming from India, traveling to the UK. They're doing a 10-week Cyber Chevening Fellowship based at Cranfield University in the UK, one of the leading defense and security universities in the UK. They're traveling this week, and so they'll come back and be spreading the knowledge that they're learning in the UK, meeting with law enforcement, meeting with government experts, and building up that cohort of expertise that we have here in India, which is a really exciting initiative we've been running for about 10 years now between our two countries. Beyond Chevening, that's just one of the very small aspects of the cyber relationship. We're looking to embed cyber and cybersecurity within the UK-India relationship in total. So we've got ambitious goals between our two countries on trade, on defense cooperation, movement of talented young people, scientific technology breakthroughs. These are all dependent on resilient cyber networks to keep goods flowing, to keep planes flying, to keep data secure from universities and defense centers. So the foundation of this is that in May 2021, our two prime ministers jointly agreed an enhanced cybersecurity partnership. That's within the 2030 roadmap, as it's called. So towards 2030, we have this grand ambition for partnership between the UK and India. It's all online. I'd recommend you search the 2030 roadmap. But then so that was in May 21, and then about 1 year ago, in April last year, both prime ministers again agreed India-UK cyber statements. That's also online. Which kind of cements the cyber partnership between the two countries and really outlines the commitment of how we're going to deliver this program of partnership on cyber. So it focused on cyber governance, on deterrence, resilience, and capacity building as the four kind of key pillars of how the UK-India cyber partnership should look. Since that statement in April 22, we've seen high-profile attacks, we've seen ransomware attacks, which really underscores the need for our countries to work together to improve on our sort of joint national security. So what's the UK doing to deliver this partnership I've talked about? So we've confirmed funding from the UK, which runs until March 2025. to set up a program of cooperation. And my colleague Manoj, who's in the audience today, is one of our partners who's implementing this, who will be happy to talk to members of the audience about what we're doing. We're looking to grow our mutual cyber resilience. We're looking to focus on critical national infrastructure. We've got a huge amount of shared dependency in critical national infrastructure between our two countries. And how can we deter malicious cyber activity at national level and work on international frameworks for cybersecurity and technology? All of this, as I was saying before, has to come with partnership from industry, academia, and civil society. None of this can be just government level, government-led, because that just won't work. We've seen in the past that just won't work. We have to involve as many actors as possible with that whole of society approach that I talked about. And one of the ways that we're running this program is through a set of joint working groups as well between the governments and bringing in sector experts in different sort of sectors that are affected within the cyber domain. That's coordinated by the Ministry of External Affairs here in India, and also the British High Commission in New Delhi, so through myself and my colleagues, and also our Deputy High Commissions around India. So we're the people to speak to from the UK side, but the MEA are the ones who are also really leading the charge on this from the Indian side. From the UK, I'll just finish off by saying, we have a huge amount of expertise. We have the National Cybersecurity Centre. We have the new Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, which has just been relaunched in the UK. And UK law enforcement are increasingly looking at how cyber should be, really the key part of their offer in terms of protecting the citizens at home and abroad. What we're looking to do is be catalytic in our work. So we're looking to trial and test activities and programs that can then be scaled up, either by government or industry and academia, and look to really improve the collaboration in the future. So with that, I'll finish what I'm saying, but just to hope that the collaboration between our two countries can strengthen and grow. I really want to be mutually beneficial. We have a huge amount of interdependency between our two countries. And we can really see strong partnerships growing, and events like this will help that, because conversations of how we start this all happening. So I'd like to finish there, Jolly, but thank you very much, and happy to sort of meet and talk to you all afterwards in discussion. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gillen. We really appreciate your coming from New Delhi for the conference. I now invite our keynote speaker for today's conference, Mr. Manoj Kumar Mishra, Honorable Secretary, Electronics and IT, Government of Odisha, to address the audience, please.
Thank you so much, Swarnamay. First and foremost, thank you, British Deputy High Commissioner's Office, Kolkata, to get this organized in 7 days' time. This is very important as a subject to all of us. It's not only Odisha. I'm very happy Deputy High Commissioner Office, Kolkata, has taken a lead. And this engagement is not just one-off engagement that we are having one event and we'll forget about it. This is going to be a continuous engagement. Dignitaries on the dais, Gillian and Abhishek. Of the dais, I see the president of NASCOM here, all my friends from the industry and academia. With a very short notice, you all have come. I'm not sure I'm the best person to do a keynote address, because I think Gillian has already done it. Why we need this, what is happening, and why two countries are coming together. But I'll try to give my perspective of the whole thing. 7 Oscars was won by one movie this time. Somebody can name the movie? Anyone? He is getting it. Scratch your head. Everything, everywhere, all at once. What does it depict? If you have not seen, go back. It's already is in the theaters and is in the Sony Live platform where you can catch it. It has taken the metaverse world to the next level. So we have seen a little bit of metaverse all across, but it has taken it to the next level. Why I gave you this example of a movie is that we are already living in that kind of a world where we are not just one physical human being, individual. We have our own avatars in different platforms, whether it is Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name them. Each individual, when it is available in a particular society on a platform, also invites that risk of getting attacked. So you might ring fence yourself by staying at your home. So we have created a house for ourselves where we put a grill, windows, doors, locks, and everything. What do we do for our own avatars out there in the cyber world? And what is a cyber world today? It's not only the social media cyber world. There is a chip in everything, every single thing. If you go back to your own wallets, you will find 5 chips would be there. So if there is a chip, there is something through which somebody can be able to contact, whether it is the high value car that you possess, or the TV you have, or the mobile phone device you have. Anything that you talk about, there is a chip in it. And if there is a chip in it, somebody will be able to from outside control it. So this is a free world. Cyber world is the most democratic world because everybody has power and regulation is very, very, very low. And in such a world, the vulnerables will get exploited. Now, in a real world, we see that people who are well off have well protected houses. They have security at their gates, so people cannot enter. Even the commissioner offices would be like that. But general public who lives out there with no such security are at much higher risk from that of a thief or a burglar or somebody. Similarly, in a cyberspace, we don't have that divide. It's very egalitarian. It is very democratic. Everyone can be attacked. So, Honorable Prime Minister's account was hacked by this Bitcoin group. The president, we would not have imagined the president of US's phone could be hacked, but it got done. Everyone is vulnerable. Every single one. Individually, we are vulnerable not only financially, which we know, we have enough awareness that how sharing an OTP or sharing your password, giving out, clicking something which you are not aware about can fleece your entire bank account. We know that financially, we are a little bit aware now. But are we aware that individually, people are vulnerable emotionally, physically, and psychologically? The kids can face trauma to an extent we cannot know. We have known about 2-3 years back, there are some games which was going across where it forced children to commit suicide. This is a form of cyber attack. You imagine what is the potential threat that is possible in a world which is unregulated. In a real world, we have boundaries defined. So if there is a crime here in this area, you know that you go to the local police stations, lodge an FIR, the police will do an investigation, and the threat, see, we have our Indian Penal Code. In fact, laws are there in every country in the world, yet crimes happen. But the only deterrent is that the punishment and the process should be that quick that people will fear doing that crime. So that is how the society has evolved to become more civilized. But otherwise, some of them have that streak to commit a crime. So that the fear of deterrence, which is there in real world, doesn't work in cyber world. Why it doesn't work? Who do you complain to? Where has the attack come from? It may not even originate in your country. So what will your police do? Gives us a reason why events like this should happen, that 2 countries like UK and India are partnering for this, because the world is one place. So when I said everything, everywhere, all at once, this is where we are living in. We can insulate ourselves completely, but we can be completely vulnerable in our cyber world, individually and organizationally. We talked about individually, you look at organizational. I come from a government setup, so I'll talk from the government side. We deal in data, citizen data. We have about almost 90% of the citizens' data in some form or the other of the state is housed in the government. You take any service, your telephone number, your address, your name, your Aadhaar, your something or the other will get captured in the system. It is available. Now, how easily that database can be exploited to reach to you? Now, if that database is available to unscrupulous people,
they will devise new and new methodologies to be able to reach and exploit you. That puts an onus on the government, that also raises the risk for individuals. Forget about government, private companies, they deal in so much of data today. Without that data, they are nothing. You look at industries like aviation, for example. I'm just talking while whatever comes to my mind. Their pricing model is based on last purchases and the demand. If one day you wipe out that data, they will not know how to do their business process. They just can't do a thing. So the dependency on data is so high that you can cripple organizations, governments, countries. And that is where they were doing a lot of ransomware, still is happening, where they will see a vulnerability, exploit that, and completely take control of your process. And then you have to pay money to get rid of that. And it has not happened with individuals and organizations or state governments. It has happened to bigger governments, to countries who have paid ransom. And that shows that the pace of technology in cyber world is going at a speed at which the regulation is unable to catch up. And that is where we need a lot of cooperation, use a lot of technology to be able to safeguard our systems, safeguard our citizens, especially safeguard our vulnerable people. I still believe if somebody calls up my father, who is 80 years old, and asks for सर आपका बैंक अकाउंट का प्रॉब्लम हो गया है, आप अपना एक ओटीपी जाएगा दे दीजिए, he will jolly well give it. Most of the people at certain age believe what they hear on phone. We at our age also believe in WhatsApp. So we know the biggest universities has become crossing Oxfords and others. So when we have become that vulnerable, that easily exploitable, it puts an onus on regulatory framework such as the governments to come together, create something structurally to protect people. And without that, this can really become a no man's land in very soon. So I think that is why when I heard that Swarnamai and all of them had come and they said that we'll do a cyber awareness program and open a hub here, I was very thrilled. In fact, this is what we need to do. We in the government, I would like to inform the entire audience that to protect our government digital assets, we are the first state who have created a cybersecurity operations center. See, we call it CSOC. We have spent a lot of money to create that, where we are able to watch everything from dark web to everything, to be able to protect the government assets. But that is only a part of it. Still, citizens are vulnerable. So nothing we can do which is enough in this particular field. And that is why I would like to express my thanks to the British Deputy High Commissioner's Office, and individually to Gillian and Abhishek and all who have come all the way from Delhi, and all the participants. Learn from this session, ask whatever question when the technical sessions start, and it is our responsibility that we are it's like a master trainer program. So what you have learned, take it to your organizations, do a session there, and tell them to do a session at their home. Even telling your parents and kids is worthwhile to do it. I think with that, I will now leave the stage to Swarnamai to take this forward. Thank you so much. Godspeed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the very insightful address. I now request CyberPeace Foundation, please felicitate the guest speakers. I now invite Mr. Parasa Sigda from Autobot Infosec Private Limited for his virtual presentation, please. Yeah. Can we go down? Yeah. Yeah. Whoever. And announce for a group picture, please. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Now I invite Mr. Abhishek Singh, Lead Policy and Advocacy, for CyberPeace dialogue, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Like Manoj sir rightly mentioned that we all need to understand the issues of vulnerability we're all facing today. And essentially, as we're doing this CyberPeace dialogue, it is not an awareness session. It's not a session in which we're out here to give you knowledge. It is a collaborative and a collective effort to improve the cyberspace. So now I would like to take this dialogue to you, everybody in the audience, to take on a group discussion among themselves and to create 5 best practices among yourselves, which you believe in your past experiences, either personally or with your organization, can contribute towards the betterment and secure safety of the cyberspace. We would now give a half an hour time to all the participants here